All right, so ladies and gentlemen, first of all, before I even say anything, from what we have been watching, from what I have been watching, and from what lawmakers, especially those in the United States, have been saying, some of them, the things they say from their mouth, the things that comes out of their mouth. But before we even approach that, everybody used to say Donald Trump was a smart. I think he's smart. Donald Trump is smart because if he wasn't smart, he would not be the president of the United States as I am talking right now. And for the second time, Donald Trump is smart, but he is just a bad human being. That is my opinion. Donald Trump is just evil. Smart evil. Just like Elon Musk. That's why them two would never be a partnership together, because it's like putting two titans in a cage and expecting them to be friends. They will never be friends because they will fight to the death. So Donald Trump said on his Truth Social, he said, we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. So we, as in who? I thought the war was between Israel and Iran. Now the president of America is saying, we know, we the Americans, or we with Israel, we know exactly where the so-called supreme leader is hiding. He is an easy target. He is an easy target, but he's safe there. We are not going to take him out now. This statement clearly says America is at war with Iran. Because Donald Trump is saying we. This is a statement from the president of the United States saying we, at least not for now, but we don't want missiles shot at civilians or American soldiers. Our patience is wearing thin. Thank you for your attention to this matter. This tweet or Truth Social or Truth or whatever you want to call it, this clearly says America is at war with Iran. I think Donald Trump was the only supposed to be the only American president who wasn't going to engage in any foreign wars. He said it was a waste of money. He said he was the America First president, that he wasn't going to send any American soldiers to any foreign wars. But this is saying something otherwise. Let me go and let's refresh and see if there's anything as of yet that has been said by the president of the United States. What is she doing? Of no interest to us. We now have complete and total control of the skies over Iran. Iran has good sky trackers and other defensive equipment, and plenty of it, but it doesn't compare to American-made, conceived, and manufactured stuff. Nobody does it better than the good old USA. And you guys are still thinking that America is not involved in the war. This is Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, what is he saying? Have they checked all their documents? Have they checked all their papers to see if they're supposed to be in the United States? Now let's look for something that he said. Not interested. Not interested. I don't know what is the cat doing. Come on. Oh no! No! That is a funny one. Okay. Let's look for something that talks about the war. Not interested. Not interested. Okay, unconditional surrender. Do you really think Iran is going to surrender? These guys, they will never surrender. For them, it's an ideology. What is going on over there? Dine and dash. Oh, dine and dash. They didn't pay their bills. Iranian girls remove their hijab, take over their school, and chant death to the dictator and the Islamic regime. I don't know if this is in Iran. I don't know. I doubt if this is in Iran. I doubt if this is in Iran. Oh, spicy. Oh. I'm looking for something that talks about. So this is what will happen if there's a nuclear bomb is dropped. This is what will happen. That was scary. That was scary. Anybody who's clamoring for war, that is what is going to happen. That is what is going to happen. Oh my God, look at that. That is what is going to happen. I just want to see what is Trump saying now.
I mean, if you look at him, every time I did this, I was right 100%. He was wrong. Maybe I should go to the Fed. Am I allowed to appoint myself, Doug? I don't know. Am I allowed to appoint myself at the Fed? I do a much better job than these people. Too late. I call him Too Late Pal because he's always too late. I mean, if you look at him, every time I did this, I was right 100%.
Like
he was wrong.
Maybe
I should go to the Fed. Am I allowed to appoint myself, Doug? I don't know. Am I allowed to appoint myself at the Fed? I do a much better job than these people.
He can be
too late. I call him Too Late Pal because he's always too late. I mean, if you look at him, every time I did this, I was right 100%.
Oh, this was brutal. We gotta watch this one.
Those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of it, says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis, but...
Wait, if you are quoting the Bible and authoritatively saying that you believe that, then you should know where it is. You should know where it is at least. If you say you believe that, I want to be on the side of the blessing. So you need to know where that is found in the Bible. And then you say you don't, but you'll look for it.
So you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
He wants to know what you're talking about.
Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on.
I'm not
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what? Hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is?
No, define Israel. We don't know. Define it, Ted Cruz, Cancun Cruz, or we are going to say vacuum cruise.
That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
And so is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
They're the
God's
descendants of
referring
Abraham.
to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
And by the way, it's not run by Benjamin Netanyahu as a dictator. It's a democratic country that elected.
He's the prime minister.
Right.
What?
But just like America is the country run by Donald Trump. No, actually, the American people elected Donald Trump. The same principle
This is
there.
silly. I'm talking about the political entity of modern Israel.
Yes, and that is
You believe
Israel.
that's what God was talking about in
Yes.
Genesis.
I do, but
That country's existed since when?
for thousands of years. Now, there was a time when it didn't exist, and then it was recreated just over 70
No, but
years ago.
I'm saying, I think most people understand that line in.
All right, let me just say this. I've never been a fan of Tucker Carlson, but this interview really showed a different side of Tucker Carlson. In this very interview, Tucker Carlson had to put his journalism hat on and be the journalist that he is supposed to be. No propaganda, no conspiracies. He was just making sure that what Cancun Cruz is saying is fact. It's not just him thinking. It's not just him believing in what he thinks is true. It's not just him trying to push us his own idea of what we should think. It's not just him accepting when Cancun, Ted Cruz says something, and then in other networks, like if he was in Fox News or One News America, they'll just be like, yeah. They'll be nodding their head. He is like squeezing him. He's asking him those hard questions to defend what he's saying. And boy, oh boy, Ted Cruz just became Vacuum Cruz.
Genesis to refer to the Jewish people, God's chosen people.
That's not what it says.
Okay, Israel, but you don't even know where in the Bible it is.
Oh my God, I need to go and watch this interview. This interview is sweet. I'm telling you, it's sweet. I need to go check it out because this man has just changed Cancun Cruz to Vacuum Cruz because his head is empty. That beard looks silly, by the way. That beard looks silly, just like some of the things he was saying. The most stupid person in this planet will know that everything that Vacuum Cruz has been saying is dog shit. And I applaud Tucker Carlson for holding him and making sure that he knows that everything that came out of his mouth is dog shit and silly. Imagine you combining dog shit and silly. But the only bad thing in this is that some people will believe. Some people will not even ask him. Like he says, God said every human being should, did he say, obey Israel and will have the blessing. And then Tucker Carlson comes back to him like, where is that found in the Bible? And he says, I don't know. I will need to go back and check. Why would you say something that you don't even know if it's true or false? And you're saying it with your chest up high, with your scruffy beard, and saying you believe it, and every man on this planet should also believe it and should be for Israel. Let us even ask this hard question. Before I even ask this hard question, let's see countries that have a nuclear weapon. Countries with a nuclear weapon. Let's see countries that have a nuclear weapon and see, okay, come on, what are you doing? Countries with a nuclear weapon. Okay. Let's see. Come on. Let's see countries with nuclear weapons. You have Russia, you have United States, you have France, you have China, you have United Kingdom, you have Pakistan. And this is Israel. This is Israel. So, Israel has... Oh, come on. Move your ass. This is Israel. Israel has 90 nuclear warheads. 90. And so these are warheads in the world. These are the countries that have got nuclear warheads. One nuclear weapon detonated over New York City would cause 58 million. And then 6 nations hosting nuclear weapons. Hosting, they don't have their hosting. Italy, Turkey, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, and Belarus. Oh no, Belarus is in question mark because they don't know if that of Russia is in Belarus. Can anybody see Iran in this? No. So Israel, you have nuclear warheads, and then you are trying to stop somebody from also developing their nuclear warhead. Can somebody really explain this to all of us to understand? You have it, and you are trying to stop another person from developing theirs. Make that make sense to me. Russia, United States, China. Anyway, Russia and China, I don't think they are trying to stop anybody from developing their nuclear bomb because they have it. But you have countries like United Kingdom. India has how many? 180. That's a lot. China has 600. Russia has 5,449, surpassing the United States with almost 29 warheads. And these people are trying to stop Iran from developing theirs. Can somebody really explain this to us? Let's understand why another country has a nuclear warhead and that same country is stopping another country from developing theirs. It doesn't really make sense at all. It doesn't make sense. So let's go back to Twitter and see if we can find something interesting. We don't want to know anything about no, this is not interesting. No. Dog wants an ice cream. Maybe if we underpay politicians and overpay teachers, there will be smarter people and less stupid laws. Yes. This one goes to vacuum Cancun cruise. Maybe if we underpaid politicians and overpaid teachers, there will be smarter people and less stupid laws. This is the quote of the century. This is the quote of the century. Maybe if we underpaid politicians and overpaid teachers, there will be smarter people and less stupid laws. One of that stupid law is this one, where you have a nuclear warhead and you're trying to stop another country from developing theirs. That country is, the only reason that country is developing a nuclear warhead is because they are scared of you because you've got one. That is why they are trying to develop theirs too, so you cannot threaten them with yours. And some people are supporting. Some people are supporting this. And they're saying the Ayatollah is going into hiding.
This is a different kind of Iranian hostage crisis. Khomeini can hide, but he can't run. For the past 24 hours, Israel's been attacking the area around his underground lair. But Khomeini, still talking tough, says Iran will not surrender to anyone. And is warning that if America joins the fight and strikes, it'll result in irreparable damage to the United States. Is he bluffing? We don't know. Iranian proxies, which have been severely degraded.
All right, I'm not going to be watching these guys on Fox News. So let's try and understand this. America thinks that if they kill this man, Ayatollah of Iran, there's going to be peace. That's the same thing they said about Saddam Hussein. That's the same thing they said about the president of Libya, Mohammed Gaddafi. Why? They are creating more enemies than they are making friends. We are at the brink of something that is going to be. We are at the brink of World War III. We are at the brink of World War III. We should just be ready, because this shit is going to blow up into something that nobody expected. We already expected anyway. We are expecting that. We are expecting that this shit is going to blow up in our faces. So you better start practicing how to run. You better go to the gym and start making sure your knees are healthy, because I don't even know where we are going to run to. But it is coming. It is coming. And we should be ready. It is scary, but it is coming. So They internally, these people, I don't know what they're talking about. I weaponize the RFC, FBI, DOG, and ISIS. I weaponize the American people. So if president can't finish a sentence without taking a nap and talks like he's from outer space, at what point do you have a moral obligation to stand up and say that he can't do the job anymore? What year was this?
Let's suppose the president, you were using your experience as a staffer. You were working for the president, any president. Hypothetically a president. And let's suppose the president started talking like he was from outer space. Let's suppose the president.
Sometimes there's no point listening to this American politician. The way he even talks, him too. He talks as if he's from outer space and he's trying to, you know what, I don't even know. So let me better go do something with my life. And let us pray that things don't go helter-skelter, because we are all in this shit. It doesn't matter if you say you don't want to listen to the news. It doesn't matter if you're running away from the news, but shit is going to happen. And you better be informed, because if you are not informed, then you are deformed. And then you have yourself to blame. Because when those sirens will sound, or when there will be an announcement on the news that we have to run to the bunker, and you say you do not watch the news, you have yourself to blame. Because when that time happens, it will be one man for himself, because everybody will want to survive. So you better start listening to the news, because it is coming, and it's coming